You're here today at the intervention which the Department of Education provided for principals and for exhibitors to come and show or showcase what they're doing. And I found your story very, very interesting. And I'd like you just to introduce yourself, give us a bit of your background of where you've come from, and then where you think what are you all about?
Okay, first of all, my name is Paki. So I grew up in a farm somewhere deep in the Eastern Free State, actually. There's a big cattle farm in the Free State known as Parta Beef. I grew up in there. So I matriculated in Marquardt, and upon my completion of my matric, I went to the University of the Free State. And then when I got to the University of the Free State, I saw that the university was a different environment as compared to the high school environment, because I went to a township public school, and then I saw that the university was a very, very complex environment. It was totally different, and I had to adapt to the conditions at the universities. And I did my first year in molecular biology up until my completion of my degree, which was in 2011. And then in 2012, I enrolled for honors, and I completed my honors. So I'm currently doing my master's with the University of Free State in medical school, actually focusing on the genetics of breast cancer.
Okay.
Yes.
So the reason why you're here today is a little bit different to what you've studied. So how did that happen to where you are now, that process?
Okay, because I'm from a township public schools, I've been exposed to so many things in township public school. And then I've noticed that there are so many people that are not being given enough chance in township public schools to access the universities. Then I spoke with my friend, because I've been helping my former physical science teacher with physics, whereby I helped learners in grade 12, particularly in grade 12. So, but I spoke with my friend, why can't we start this and make it a big organization whereby we can at least help maybe 20 learners, and then we see how far it can go. And then if it goes well, then we can expand our scope and maybe include a school, maybe, or adopt a school, or for that matter. So that's how it all began. Although I'm doing my master's in medical genetics, I feel like my interest now is going into education, and yeah, that's how it happened.
Okay. Yeah. So do you feel that you saw a need at your schools, like where you came from to where you were going? Did you feel that there was a big gap and a need?
Yes, there is a big gap, because at the moment, if you compare learners that are going into public schools, and you compare them with learners that are going to upstate public schools. Here in Bloemfontein, we talk about Grey College, Eunice, St. Michael. You see there's a huge gap between those learners. Even the teaching practice, I think, that is being applicable in upstate public schools, it differs significantly from that is being applicable in township public schools. So there is a big gap between the two. But then the problem is, why do we see a major discrepancy if they have the same mandate, which is education, which is teaching children? So that's the major concern. That's why I developed the love of this thing, because of that gap that exists between the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you believe that, as the Constitution says, equal education for every single child? Do you believe in that statement?
Yes, I believe in that statement, but then the implementation of that is not effective at the moment. But I believe we as young leaders, we as young minds, we need to come up with genuine interventions to ensure that everything that happens from now on up until maybe to 2030 is will benefit the children that are going into township schools.
Okay. What would you say, what type of interventions do you as young minds, what interventions have you thought about, or would you like to see implemented?
Okay. Yes, at the moment, my friend and I, we started an organization whereby we want to go into the townships, and then we try to help, whereby we want to close the gap between learners in townships and upstates. So we decided, why can't we open an organization that helps learners in townships? And then subsequently we did that. In 2013 we formed that organization, and then we affiliated under Central University of Technology, simply because we could not sustain our project. We decided it's better if you go to the institution, because they are academic, they are more academic. So we affiliated under Central University of Technology in 2013. And then upon our arrival in 2013 at CUT, something major happened at CUT. We became the best organization at CUT because of what we are implementing in schools. So it gave us that encouragement at the end of the day, like, okay, we can do more. And then we expanded our scope. Why can't we include other universities here in the Free State?
And you talk about your friend. Is he a teacher?
None of us are teachers, but then we have love for teaching. We want to contribute enormously to teaching practice in the Free State. We want to make Free State a better environment than any other province in South Africa. If we can champion what we are doing here in the Free State, then we'll expand our scope, maybe include other provinces that are not doing well.
About the teachers, do you think the way teachers are chosen to go in and do teaching, do you think it is the right way at some of the universities?
The answer is no. The big no. Why do I say the answer is a big no? It's simply because when you look at the way that the student teachers are being admitted at the university, I believe we can do much better than what the universities are currently doing at the moment. Because we are comparing learners that are doing, not learners, the students that are enrolling at medical school as compared to the one that are doing a B.Ed, which is education. We see there's a big gap between the two. And then we normally say, why should we value doctors in our country? Why can't we value teachers? Because teachers trains the doctors. So we want to ask the universities, maybe we can have a session whereby we speak to all rectors from all the universities in South Africa, like, why is your admission point so low as compared to medical students? Why can't we, why can't we improve our education through the universities? Because I believe in order to improve education, it's not only about the Department of Education, it's all about working together as a nation to move South Africa forward. So we need new admission points at the universities, not 25 to 30 points, we need more. If you want to go and teach mathematics, you must have level 7 for that subject. At least you know the content, and then at the university will teach you the skills, which is the pedagogical strategies. Then you will be able to go into the townships and be able to deliver.
Okay, so the programs that you are doing currently in the schools, what does that entail? Is it fixed, or do you go in and see what the need is of the school? How do you approach that?
Okay, we have done our research whereby we are comparing the passing rate in township public schools and upstate public schools. We see there's a big gap. So we ask ourselves, what needs to be done in the township schools in order to improve the passing rates? So we have noticed that the passing rate, we judge the schools based on the grade 12 learners. But then what is happening prior grade 12? That's our major concern as brilliance extra classes. So we focus in learners doing grade 9 up until grade 11. We want to ensure that learners, when they get to grade 12, they have all the necessary skills that will enable them to tackle the questions in the matric exams. So what we're basically doing is we cater for extra classes in those learners, starting from grade 9 up until grade 11. And then another thing that we also do in the school is to involve career guidance, because you will find that learners, when they get to grade 10, they will have to choose subjects. So when they choose subject, the subject that they choose in grade 10 is going to affect their future career. So which is the most important thing. So we help learners with subject combination. We have a portfolio that we have for learners that have a future career. So in that portfolio, we'll try to intervene, because in our extra classes we have LO, which is the most important one within our organization, whereby we go into each learner, we interview them, we want to know which course they want to enroll for when they get to the universities. And then we prepare the subjects that will complement their career. For example, if they say they want to study medicine, we know, okay, in their portfolio they have MBCHB. The University of the Free State require 36 points. You need mathematics, life sciences, physical sciences, English, and then you must meet all the minimum requirements. That's what we do, because we want to enhance learning in township public schools. Those are the two programs that we are instilling in township schools. Yeah.
Okay. Anything in closing? If this message was to go to the MEC of Education, what would you like to say to him?
Okay, I believe the MEC, I think it's important for the MEC to intervene on this matter, not only as a political leader, but as somebody in the community. Whereby we are trying to improve the conditions of our teaching, because South Africa is a developing country, and as we are developing, we try a particular method. If it doesn't work, we opt for another one. So I believe it's much better to fail fast than to wait for 20 years and then to come with a change. I believe if we fail with a particular curriculum or with a particular thing, we must change it and see which one is the best. And again, all the universities in South Africa, I think all the MECs here in South Africa, they must try to ensure that all the universities in South Africa, they have the common teaching practice. Even the subjects that they are doing at the universities, they must all be the same, because we want to produce teachers that are doing exceptionally well.
On that note, I think wonderful. I'm really happy that we had this talk or session today. Thank you
It was very great pleasure for me. Yeah, thank you very much.